Okay. So part 2 or part B ke sama lah for the wastewater treatment plant is basically on this part, biological process. So tadi for the first part is up until primary treatment. Remember primary treatment yang ni? Ni. Okay, primary treatment basically is the sedimentation process. Okay, kita akan there is a detention time okay required in this process of the sedimentation where masa tu ada detention time kita tengok berapa 2 hingga 3 jam to control the flow in here. Also we have the V notch overflow here for example so this process is basically to control the water to give the full of the settlement. Okay, so we encourage the settlement to reduce the pollution, organic matter like this. Detention time, okay, 2 hours. Then reductions of the BOD 5 sustainable solid supaya dia tak terlampau orang kata heavy load with this organic matter our BOD. Okay, BOD means our organic matter kita punya segala-gala waste kita. Okay, especially in the toilet. Hari ni, today you already went to the toilet how many times? Berapa kali you pergi toilet? Tak terkira banyaknya. Ke you all tak pergi toilet? Sorry, saya try saya pen ni. So ni yang carry kita punya organic matter kita punya sumber-sumber alami itulah. Kita punya air kumbahan. Okay. Okay, after the sedimentation process, then we go to the next part which is important part by using this biological process. Ini. By using the bacteria. So in here we have two process which is aerobic with oxygen and anaerobic without oxygen. There are two type of process. Okay, and this is the method of the is either attached growth biological process, and finally from this process they also produce the sludge. This is the byproduct from the wastewater treatment plant process. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so the objective of this secondary treatment is to do the treatment. I mean to remove the whole of this BOD. Okay, and also the suspended solid. Tadi from the primary they just will remove just a small amount of BOD and suspended solid. Tadi saya kata about 35%. So in this case, well, our objective is they must be able to remove 80% and above of the BOD and also the suspended solids. Okay, to complete the process. Okay, blah blah blah. So here, basically the waste, okay, our feces yang paling critical lah feces lah kan. Wastewater that come from the house. Okay, you can name it. Apa dia? Apa activity from the house that we finally produce as a wastewater? Bagi saya contoh. Nur Adila, apa dia? What are your activity that contribute to the wastewater? Cepat-cepat. Kita ada program lain kan? Tay Heng Yu. Mandi, okay, correct. Tilaka. Apa lagi? What else? The activities you create in your house, then contribute to the wastewater.
Yes, doktor.
Okay. Apa dia activity that contribute to the wastewater?
Doctor, can you hear me?
Yes. Betul? Dia dah pergi buang air besar ni.
Doctor, can you hear me?
Okay, you already went to the toilet today?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, then that's your wasteline, wastewater. Okay. So beside mandi, wastewater, basically small and also the big ones, okay, contribute to your wastewater. Lagi apa? We are doing our cooking activity, laundry, right? So that one all of actually the sources of wastewater. So this wastewater contains what? Organic materials. Organic materials, Ni, organic materials. Belum lagi, ya. You all nampak tak atas slide? Okay, nampak organic matter ni lah. Kita punya waste ataupun pollutant that we need to remove. Okay. By using what? Microbes. Dalam kita punya organic material, we have the bacteria. So as well as in the wastewater treatment plant, ada juga good bugs, microbes, okay, that doing the job. Okay, dia ni lah kita punya label. Okay, right? So organic matter is our wastewater. Okay, ada microbes. Microbes ni ialah some of the good bugs, okay, dan kita memang ada di dalam kita punya wastewater treatment plant. So these are the major requirements for this microbial growth, because this microbes is the one who degrade the organic matter. By doing this reaction, it will be convert to gases and also the new cells, okay. Jadi kita akan check lah how much. Biasanya dia akan rendah lah dia punya BOD in the effluent. So the requirement must what we call that, comply to the standard A and standard B. Standard A must comply with 20 milligram per liter of BOD, and standard B is 50 milligram per liter of BOD. So that's how we can check the treated effluent. Money after all of this process occurred, okay, happens by using the microbes, then we need to check the quality by checking the BOD of the effluent. Effluent ni after treatment. Faham tak semua? Okay. Okay, in this process, secondary treatment, we have lots of microbial community. Okay? It's very tiny, right? But actually it has a very big role in the wastewater treatment plant. Okay, so we must actually give this conducive environment for them to grow very well, so that it can do the process of degradation of organic matter. Okay, organic matter in this case is your pollution. You want to remove, or you by using this process, by using the microbes or bacteria. Sama this one. Okay, the bacteria itself macam kita lah, like a human beings. Kita ada masa lag phase, kita ada grow kan. Dah sampai masa dia akan sampai ke fasa stationary phase, okay. Dan macam kita lah kita lahir, dan kita grow, right, kita grow. Pada tahap tu kita akan slow down, sakit ke dah tua dan sebagainya kan. Then kita akan meninggal. Sama je ke dengan microbial or bacteria growth or microorganisms. Okay. Contoh kalau dekat sini punya time ni within 60 hours. Ini proses yang berlaku. Kalau kita mungkin dalam umur 60 tahun kan dan sebagainya. So this is the phase of the growth of the microorganisms. So you can have a look here. Mungkin macam mana cells tu doubling, right? First macam mana dia grow the growth condition and do the maturing, and then ada stationary phase is how the growth is very slow because of the lack of nutrients, and there is a lot of the toxin product that makes the stationary phase maybe occurred quite prominently. Okay. Dead phase is when the bacteria run out of the nutrients and die. Dia dah starvation kat sini. So this is the process of the microorganisms. Okay, remember that these microorganisms is the important what we call that role in degrading your organic matter. Organic matter in the wastewater lah, right? Okay, decomposition ni process of this decomposition of the organic matter by using the microorganisms, we can accomplish by using 3 ways. Tadi saya dah katakan, with the oxygen, with and without oxygen, or without oxygen. Ni tak ada oxygen. Ni tak ada. Ni tak ada. Okay, how? Okay. So first is the aerobic decomposition. In this case, we must provide the aeration. So organic matter with oxygen, then it can produce to the carbon dioxide, water, and also the new cell. Okay, yang ni dah kira sel yang baru yang tak tercemar sangat lah, ya. Okay, so this is quite common in UTHM. We do have this aerobic process, kita panggil sebagai activated sludge. Dia activatekan the proses berlaku ada oksigen, okay, to do the degradation process or decomposition, sama je. Okay, okay, this the first type of the process. Then so this is the most abundant microbes that are available in the wastewater aerobic treatment. Aerobic with oxygen, with oxygen. So we have Ammoeba, Reticulaceae, Protozoa dan sebagainya lah. Coronavirus tak ada. Okay, so these microbes are the species that be able to decompose your organic matter that found in the wastewater. Okay, kalau tak faham boleh tanya. Okay, then next is the without the oxygen, anaerobic. Tak ada oxygen. No, so kita akan oxygen. How? Macam mana? Still can do the process of decomposition because in here they use sulfate here. Okay, proses sulfate. Dia akan this is the glucose atau organic matter. So dia akan buang dia punya hydrogen sulfate kat sini. So it's more on the gases production kat sini. Dia ada pro and cons. You can see that by using the aerobic, okay, you can see clearly the bubbles, right? To do the decomposition process. In here, we will do in the anaerobic digester. Kita tutup without oxygen enter, right? So in this process, kita ada big, what we call the big wastewater treatment plant in Kuala Lumpur that having this kind of process where they can capture the biogas. So the biogas can be used as an energy, okay, to generate the electricity. So this is quite, the process or this technology is actually being implemented in many of the developed countries, like in Japan. Okay, nanti if you can see the video from the lecture, okay, why video nanti saya akan explain. Okay, so it's very interesting. So this is more on the circular economy lah. From the waste we can generate biogas, which is can give what we call the income to the country or company. So this is the process of decomposition of organic waste by using the anaerobic decomposition. Okay, the process of hydrolysis of the fermentation sebab kita tak ada oxygen, right? Hydrolysis of the waste, the conversion complex organic compound to the low molecular fatty acids and also the methanogenesis process. Jadi akhirnya dia akan jadi methane. So methane is the biogas, okay, which is very valuable to do as a energy. Okay, siapa pernah dengar biogas? Biogas. First time dengar ke? Ataupun have you ever have the opportunity to deal with biogas? Tak ada. Okay, biogas ni is one of process. Kalau sebab dulu saya ada one of my colleague from Indonesia di Sumatera, her PhD is on biogas. So from her project, I learned a bit about the biogas project. So in the rural area, they are very difficult. They quite difficult to get this gas. What we call that gas to do their process cooking or energy, lighting dan sebagainya lah. So they use this natural waste, okay, from the what we call that, dia punya crops, contoh macam kambing, goats, cow. So dia punya manure, tai-tai dia tu, dia akan ambil dan dia akan apa namanya, tai itu dia akan masukkan dekat dalam satu digester, anaerobic digester, dia akan tutup dan lama-lamaan they will convert it into the methane gas. So yang ini dia akan salurkan ke dapur. The biogas is actually we will be using as a energy for cooking. Dan kalau you Google pun banyak kan, kat Indonesia banyak negara yang dah buat pun. Sekejap saya check dulu. As an example, nampak So kalau saya type sini biogas plant, so you will see adalah small scale boleh, even you want to do at home also can. Jadilah portable biogas plant like this from kitchen, for example here. Okay, dia yang bagus. So ini dekat mana? It's like this. Real digester. Ni kat India lah ni Suara dengar So basically yang bagus dalam manure tarik daripada sisa ternakan lah ya. Okay, kita lajukan sikit. Okay. Ya, for rural community biasanya. mix the cow dung and water. Okay, dia hasilnya kita tengok saya cepatkan sikit. Okay. Saya nak tengok dia punya gas dia. Okay. Okay. Company lah Okay. Okay, so maksudnya daripada tadi yang dia mix the cow dung with water, in the end dia akan tutup lah. So at a certain time, it will produce the methane. So the methane gas, dia punya salur tu, you can connected to this gas stove lah. Macam kita kan, we can get the gas daripada Petronas ke kan, dia punya tong gas. Tapi ni, you can do yourself at home. Okay, ni example-nya. Tutup macam ni. Okey, baik. Kita tengok lagi. Kalau kat Malaysia, kita ada juga kebanyakannya for the plantation lah. So biasanya kat Malaysia, they have lots of this very big power plant, biogas power plant for the massive, to get the massive energy from the operations of, for example, apa ni, ada yang saya pergi tu adalah daripada ada Bukit punya plant. Di situ dia ada dia punya anaerobic digester. Then they collaborate with the TNB to get the energy from that. Ni for example is we have 4 biogas in Malaysia bukannya video. Ini Green Lagoon. So ada anaerobic bioreactor from the wastewater, here in Malaysia so macam ni dah besar-besar lah in Malaysia not for the small scale. Kalau small scale pun maybe in the rural area yang very difficult to get the gas, okay, for the activity, household activity. Okay, this is the storage of the biogas delivery and treatment system, and this is the anaerobic tank system, very big, okay, to capture this methane production. Okay, this is to give you an overview on how the process of to get the anaerobic digester to form the biogas. Okay. So kita start balik our lecture. Dan saya akan bagilah the link for the biogas. Apa ni? Okay. Okay, is there any question up until here?
Total boleh saya tanya?
Ya, boleh.
Total cakap itu biogas kan, biasanya from the tai-tai animal kan. So maksudnya industri kita ada ke macam pergi ke farmer macam tu atau tu tempat yang mereka production of mungkin farmer ataupun production of maybe some sort of food management punya tempat lah. Adakah mereka minta benda-benda tu macam tai-tai tu untuk create itu biogas dan orang beli ke?
Biasanya kan yang saya tengok kalau farm yang dekat-dekat itu tu pendalaman kat rural biasanya dia akan buat ada punya anaerobic digester to get the energy. Dia untuk lampu, untuk masak. Ada. Dekat Malaysia ni biasanya saya tengok oil palm plantation pun ada buat daripada dia punya fiber waste, oil palm fiber tu kan, empty fruit bunch tu dia pun ada buat juga, banyak projek yang tu. Saya tak share kat sini je. That means from there dia ada bina satu anaerobic digester, okay, dia akan tutup dan dia akan hasilkan. Tapi kalau using the plants, tadi saya kata oil palm fiber punya yang ni lah, empty fruit branch tu dia lambat sikit to produce the methane. Tetapi kalau taik-taik cow dung, okay, manure tu cepat sikit to produce the methane. Okay, tadi soalan dia kalau mereka ada buat ke tidak, sebenarnya ada. Tapi benda ni mungkin promosi ke apa, sebab kat Malaysia saya nampak dia punya proses is like a larger scale. Kan macam tadi industri IWK pun ada buat, tapi dia punya wastewater treatment plant dia di KL kalau saya tak silap. Nanti saya akan melawat lah in July. Okay, dia punya process of this biogas, the biggest one. So baguslah siapa yang ada ladang ke ternakan kan, boleh buat, benda tak payah gunakan energi daripada what we call TNB dan sebagainya lah, you can do yourself. Tapi the tedious part is mixing lah, mixing the cow dung, right, with water, tu kena mixing. Kalau you tengok dekat YouTube pun in rural area, kebanyakannya saya nampak, kebanyakannya buat di India dan juga Indonesia in rural area, dia orang memang menggunakan labor work untuk mixing tu, bagi dia mixing to get to the process of the ni lah, anaerobic digestion tu, before they close the anaerobic digestion. Untuk lebih cepatlah proses dia.
Maksudnya yang benda ni tak ada, proses yang mereka buat ni dan energi yang mereka keluarkan tu itu sustainable lah, maksudnya.
Sustainable lah. Memang sustainable.
Tapi ini bukan untuk, ini untuk macam mungkin short term sajalah. So it's a lot of tedious work lah.
Selagi ada taik kan, taik cow dung, selagi ada sumber-sumber dia boleh produce biogas. Kalau tak ada, tak adalah. Even dia boleh simpan dekat nama apa namanya, dalam buat satu bekas lah dia punya gas tu. Dulu saya pernah tengok ada satu YouTube tu. Sekejap saya cari sekejap. Tak jumpa pula hari ni. Yang saya nampak tu di Indonesia lah. Di kawasan kampung. Ni 2 minit saja, saya rasa okey ni. Tak lama lah. Kita tengok sekejap Saya share. Ini untuk small scale lah pupuk tu baja Okay. So itu contoh banyak lagi lah. There's a lots of video regarding to biogas you can found in the internet. Okay, in the YouTube. Okay. So basically the concept is the same lah. You need to have your what we call source of the organic matter. In this case, yang paling bagus tadi kaudang, tai kambing tu bagus. Kalau if vegetable waste tu okay, but really takes time. Okay, yang kawan saya tu memang dia punya research is on the vegetable waste to produce the biogas. Saya tengok memang lambat to produce the methane. Okay, the rest is process and mixing. Then you need to have the digester. Even the slurry tu ialah the liquid comes from this operation, you can use as a fertilizer. So in my friend's university, actually they have this project so that the student can grow the vegetables so that they can sell. This is especially for the students that are having what we call that difficulty in terms of financial to help them. Okay. Jadi saya teruskan lagi. Ada soalan lagi? Boleh try lah buat Okay, that's what is information on the biogas. Nanti saya akan tengoklah. There are few what we call that video. I can share you in author. Okay, so this is the process of the biogas or anaerobic digester to decompose of organic matter, which is finally they will produce a gas, biogas ni. Yeah, biogas ni. So basically the complex organic matter from your wastewater will be hydrolyzed to sugar, amino acid and also the fatty acid. And then this will do this acidogenesis. Then finally they will produce the metagenesis. Okay, methane yani. So this one is a very valuable biogas production. So this is examples of the digester, the big digester of the anaerobic digester, where we can have the substrate is our wastewater in here. So the mixing zone, the sludge zone, and finally they will produce the biogas. Therefore, so this one we will get this gas to do the process, especially for energy. Okay, energy in terms of you can do for gas for cooking, or also for lighting. Okay. So if you want to compare between the aerobic and anaerobic digester, between these two, okay, what are the difference? Of course, using the aerobic process, they produce lots of sludge, banyak sludge-nya. Kan dia cuma aeration, lepas tu ada bubble kan, dia tak tutup kan. So with oxygen, they produce lots of sludge. Ini yang like in the treatment plant, bawah sekali the settlement tu. So we need to clear up this sludge, the bio sludge. Okay, the sludge management is very important in this case. Okay, effluent okay, 12 to 10 kilogram of COD will be released. Maknanya quality okay. Okay, but by using the anaerobic, sludge is very minimum, 5 kg. Sebab everything has been produced as a biogas. Around 60% of methane will be produced. So we can capture the biogas here. Okay, so the effluent still good. Between 10 to 20 kg of the COD will be released. Maknanya kurang lah. Okay, kalau kita compare with 100 kg of COD in here, dah kurang about 80 to 90% here. So this is actually when depends on your operation. Do you want to have the conventional process by using just aerobic, or you want to get the benefit the techno-economic analysis by using anaerobic because we want to get the CO, CH4, the methane. Okay, nak dapatkan ni tak? Ni memang bagus lah. Tapi you need to have the capital to do this anaerobic digester process or development. Okay, in this secondary treatment process, we have two types of the microorganisms. Suspended, maknanya yang ini the waste are suspended in the wastewater being treated, or the attached growth is microorganisms being attached to the media. Dia ada some media that the microorganism will be, ada rumah dia lah. Yang ini suspended, dia akan just akan settle, okay, after being treated. So dia susah nak faham. Okay, yang ini menggunakan kaedah suspended ni means ni sebenarnya conventional system. Ini pun conventional juga tapi dah jarang very rare to have this system in Malaysia. Stabilization pond. Sekarang ni we are more into the activated sludge. Okay, so we just have the settlement. Okay, so this is example of the suspended growth. Suspended growth. So maksudnya we have raw water, we have the aeration. Jadi kalau ada secondary treatment, we have aeration. Okay, kita ada clarifier or settlement. And it's either the dead cell will go as a sludge waste. Tapi ada juga yang masih lagi activate. We recycle back to the aeration tank to do the process of decomposition. Sampailah dia mati. Maksudnya dia akan jadikan sebagai waste. Kat sini dah mati dia punya cell. Konsep ni pun sama for the stabilization pond but in here we have this aerobic, anaerobic, facultative and maturation in here. Suspended in the particle itself will grow. If attached, we need some media for them to grow. Okay, for example, we have the lagoons with aerator, or we have the concerto wetland, so that the microorganisms, okay, attached with this like a root in here, okay, to do this decomposition process. Or we have this very high tech technology, okay, where we produce or we have this platform of the rotating biological contactor, so that the biological RBC ni is the media support for the bacteria to grow. Okay, the bacteria somewhere here lah, dekat disk ke, kat sini, kat disk lah, dia memang ada dekat situ. Rumah dia host Or we use media like rock like this as a trickling filter. Dia dekat sini, dia akan hidup kat sini for them to grow and do the decomposition process. So this is the attached growth process. So we have to suspended or attached growth of the microorganisms. Alright, because in Malaysia, we usually use the concept of activated sludge. So basically, we will use this concept of, okay, in this secondary treatment, kan secondary treatment ni ada aeration basin. Tadi semua saya terangkan. Usually, the input is our wastewater. We have flow with the BOD S0 So in here we will be mixed. Kita ada X, S, B. Okay, apa benda ni? So X is a BOD. X is the, itulah X ni apa? Mixed liquid aeration tank. Okay. And also we have the secondary, tapi the important thing is here, we still have certain, kata activated sludge can be recycled back to the system, ke aeration tank ni, to do the decomposition process. Okay, yang dah treated ni dia akan pergi ke for the next process which is a secondary clarifier. Okay, so this is the process of activated sludge. I think you can read yourself from this model equation, which is the model for the growth of the microorganisms. Kita masih lagi pukul 3 10 minit Sekejap Okay. So yang ini kita break kejap. 1 minit, saya nak kita kejap. Kita baca dulu Okay. Okay, kita mulakan balik Okay, the concept of this activated sludge is come from this process of aeration as a basin, which is this process is a conventional system in Malaysia. So kebanyakan air bukit treatment plant for loji kumbahan, they use this concept. Okay, kita panggil sebagai activated sludge. Why activated sludge? Because we use the aeration process. So still we need to recycle back certain of the microbes can be used to do the process of decomposition. Okay, so in here, okay, the process of the inlet yang datang kat sini is the wastewater. So we have the flow and also the S0 is our organic matter. So it become what we call that mix lah between the BOD with the microorganisms and also certain of the velocity. Okay, ada punya flow kan. Okay, diffuse in here. So ni yang kat sini secondary clarifier ni lah ni. Yang ni secondary clarifier. So the equation is Q S naught Q QR return. Okay. Yang ini yang waste activated sludge actually being recycled back to the system after the secondary clarifier. Then after that is the treated one, the treated wastewater in here. After the secondary clarifier, kat sini lah yang dah treated. Yeah. So you can have a look the process by using this example. For example, in one wastewater treatment plant to treat wastewater to meet effluent standard of 25 milligram per liter. Okay, I don't know which standard here, 25. Okay, and 30 milligram per liter suspended solid. Ini dia punya final aim. The treatment plant flow rate is Q is 0.029 meter cube per second. Effluent of the primary tank. Primary tank ni maknanya effluent from the primary tank Primary tank kat mana? Yang ni lah. Primary tank is the sedimentation process. Ingat primary clarifier is the sedimentation process. Dia punya effluent is 240. Ni belum lagi dirawat lah. After primary, we need to go to the secondary. Ini aeration. Ni kita punya secondary treatment ya. Then by using the following assumption, estimate the required volume of the aeration tank. BOD of effluent suspended solid is 70% of the available suspended solid correct concentration. So this is given the soluble BOD concentration, Ks, decay rate, yield coefficient, and also the microorganism concentration of VSS, volatile suspended solid, entering the aeration tank which is MLVSS, mixed liquid, volatile suspended solid. Dah campur lah our organic matter with water. Dah jadi mixed liquid, volatile suspended solid. Kita ada organic matter dan juga ada, we also have the suspended solid. Okay, first we can calculate how much is the allowable S. Okay, based on the BOD 5. Okay. Required 25 tadi kan, the aim 25 mg per liter BOD. Jadi kita nak remove treatment dia 75%. So allowable S note is 4 mg per liter. So we need to calculate the S note, initial pollution concentration. Okay, based on the BOD tadi. So here is the calculation dia. Then we can get the effluent BOD 5 from the primary tank. Okay, we also can get this slash H by using this equation, yeah. Okay. Then slash H we can calculate by using this equation. Then we can also calculate the volume of this wastewater treatment plant of this activated sludge, yeah. Okay, another one is example for activated sludge plant without the primary clarification operation under this following condition. Design flow 8,100 meter cube per day, influent BOD 185, suspended solid 212, aeration basin ada 4 units, and MLSS 2,600 dan sebagainya. So in here you can calculate the aeration period, BOD loading, rated activated sludge, WAS, food and microorganism ratio. Ini as dia punya feeding ya. We also can calculate the suspended solid and BOD removal efficiency and also the sludge age. Okay, quite a long process. Tapi sebenarnya if you understand this process of activated sludge yang ini, okay, remember that they have this aeration. Bila ada aeration adalah dia punya mixed liquid of the volatile suspended solid. Then you can understand this process, this solution. Then aeration period you can calculate by they have 4 units aeration kan tadi. Kali lah dengan to get the volume you can calculate the dimension. Okay, so that you can get the aeration period. BOD loading, Q kerja flow times concentration BOD. Divide by volume, you can get the BOD loading. BOD loading yang carry wastewater, organic matter kita. Okay, return activated sludge, recirculation flow divide by Q times 100, you can get this how many percent being recycled back to the activated sludge to do the decomposition process. Yang ini, alamak ni apa lari ni? Ni the process of the how to calculate the F/M ratio. Jadi dia punya range dia, kalau kurang, that means you are lack of the F/M ratio. Most probably your microbes in the secondary wastewater treatment will be die easily. Okay, then you can calculate the BOD removal, suspended solid removal, slash H sendiri, dan juga slash H ya. In here. Okay. Dan juga another example of the sewage treatment plant to calculate the BOD loading, FM aeration period, F/M ratio, SBR dan juga percentage of BOD by removal. Okay, then yang ini boleh juga cuba, kita akan discuss next week. For this example, actually I will give you the tutorial so that you can try, then we can discuss by next week. Boleh? Boleh Bila you try to understand this example, then try to do the tutorial yourself. Then we will discuss the solution next week to compare your understanding. Okay, last I would like to discuss just a bit more on the septic tank. Jadi, if your house is in the residential area, okay, you have this sewerage network. So that means when you flush your toilet, okay, no worries, right? You know that it will be flow into the IWK treatment facility. Okay, IWK or your sewage treatment plant. Okay, but if your house is individual house like this, kan individual kat kampung kan, kampung dan sebagainya, how are you going to manage your wastewater? Kan, if you flush your toilet, okay, how I'm going to manage the wastewater is not give effect to the environment, disturb the environment and so on, give the foul odor and so on, yeah. So how? So for the individual house, they must establish or develop the septic tank in their house lot. Another, this is a requirement by the local council and also Ministry of Health to manage your wastewater. So bayangkan if you flush your, your segala wastewater kat sini, your business, kat mana nak lalu kan, takkan nak buang ke sungai. Cannot because it will be disturb the aquatic life, right? There's a loss of the nutrients which is give a harmful effect to the environment and also the water supply. Kalau terlalu banyak So the septic tank, the design and also the requirement is very important. Did you know that every 1 or 2, 3 years actually, 3 years, I attend a seminar from IWK. 3 years you need to desludging. You need to do the maintenance or emptying your septic tank. Did you know that? Tahu tak? Kita baru tahu. Ni. Dia kata 1 hingga 5 tapi sebenarnya 1 hingga 3 tahun You need to desludge. Kena panggil lah kontraktor ke ataupun mana-mana kontraktor yang boleh ataupun subcon lah daripada IWK can do the emptying ataupun kosongkan lah you punya septic tank tu. Especially when you notice that your house is usually fully accommodate, ramai orang, that means there lots of waste. Ada banyak production kan. Jadi dalam masa 1 tahun ke 2 tahun mungkin dia dah penuh ataupun you need to release it. Ataupun dia ada certain what we call it blockage dan sebagainya, dia dah tercemar, dah terkeluar daripada dia punya sistem. Then you need to do this maintenance lah. Okay, the process of this septic tank is the wastewater from the house. Dia akan dekat sini. The process is dia ada manhole cover. Dia ada certain part tu it will become a sludge. Okay, yang ini yang kena buang. Ini wastewater still okay, tapi dia akan after certain time dia akan juga keluar as a wastewater treated. Okay, so the process is actually the biological process lah, which means the biomicrobe will do the composition during this process. Okay, how do we know that your septic tank is efficient or inefficient? It based on this level. Okay, this sludge. Okay, kalau misalnya here the effluent, your raw wastewater being expelled, including the sludge, ada something wrong, ada bau ke kan, ataupun dia punya tu ada certain what we call that algae pun dah ada. So indications of the high nutrients occur at that place. Then you need to immediately do the dislodge your process. Okay, ataupun warna tanah tu pun something wrong, ada bau. So that means your septic tank is inefficient, something wrong lah. Ini is very efficient. Okay, you can see the color is within the the level where the effluent yang warna biru ni lah will go treated effluently will go release to the environment. Okay, so this is the photos of the septic tank after the dislodging. Okay, very minimum sludge. So you can see the wastewater here and it's ready to go and release to the environment. Okay, examples of the septic tank, kalau kat Malaysia tak ada macam ni. So yang macam ni biasa lah kan. So there are lots of the types for the anaerobic septic tank like this. This is the guide of the developments of on-site sanitation according to WHO, World Health Organization. Dia pakai sendiri. Okay, so this is the mechanisms of the reactor. Okay, yang ni for the community. Kalau community, we have lots of, kalau kat overseas lah ni, so dia boleh provide some rotating biological contactor, okay, for their septic tank. Okay, so this is basically some technology for the tripling filter tadi. Okay, finally is the sludge. Okay, for this chapter. So I want to ask, okay, sebab semua macam dah tak respon kan? Masih dengan saya ke? Dah ke tempat lain ke? Macam mana? Nak tanya dekat Yuzaimi. Yuzaimi ada Yuzaimi. Yuzaimi tak ada? Zaki? Semua tak ada ni. Ke saya seorang cakap ni? Tak kan? Siapa yang belajar ni? Saya ke? Yuki Lim ada. So what does it mean by sludge? Ada pun. Sludge ni apa What does it mean by sludge? Dia dengan refer kat mana? Slide ke kat Google? Ya? What? Yes.
Process in which mixture of the wastewater and the
Process of what? Process of?
Mix of the water waste and the microorganism.
Okay, so this is the byproduct. Byproduct tu means hasil lah. Okay. Hasil from the wastewater treatment plant ialah sludge. Okay. So yang ini rupa dia macam ni. Kan tadi saya from where the sludge you can get the sludge from the operations of, saya tunjukkan balik. Kena pergi balik semula ke sini. Yang mana ada clarifier ni. Okay, yang ini ada kita punya sludge. Ada sludge ni. Kat dia punya bawah tangki dia ada sludge. Okay. Kat mana lagi saya tunjuk? Wait mana dia punya overall process? Yang mana ada sedimentation tank mesti ada sludge. Okay, if you look at here, okay, clarifier atau sedimentation sama sedimentation sama ada sludge. Okay, dekat biological treatment ada aeration, dia tak ada sludge lah, dia akan pergi ke sini. Kat primary spray ni ada juga sludge. Okay, sebab dia ada sedimentation punya tank, clarifier. So yang inilah dia punya, ni. Aeration tak ada. Clarifier ni ada sludge. Okay. Mendapan lah mendapan. Kalau tadi if you learn about the anaerobic digester, not much sludge sebab everything being convert into the gas, biogas kan. Jadi macam ni. So this is the sludge, the byproduct, hasil dia of the waste from the wastewater treatment plant, especially from the clarifier or sedimentation tank. Okay. Kat bawah sekali So in here we need to done of the wastewater treatment plant. Dah you can remove successfully. So you have check the effluent treated, comply lah with the standard A or standard B. But there's one thing that you need to manage as well, because this sludge, if not managed properly, it will give it will give what we call the hazardous hazard to the environment, because sludge is the byproduct. Okay, how? So in this part, we will understand the characteristics of the solid sludge before treatment, and we must understand the process of the treatment sludge. We need to do the treatment. After you do the treatment of the sludge, then done. The treatment plant is run in a good way. Okay. So the higher degree of your wastewater means they will produce lots of sludge. You must remember that. Okay, yang tadi the chamber not sludge. Okay, tapi adalah dia punya drain is and dia akan buang lah kat municipal landfill. Okay, so what are the sources of the sludge? From the primary treatment ada sludge. Okay, because primary clarify the, tadi kalau saya kata primary treatment ada sedimentation tank or clarifier. Sama sedimentation tank and clarifier sama. They contains about 3 to 8% of solid and also 70% organic. So the sludge rapidly becomes anaerobic and is highly odoriferous. Okay, secondary sludge ada at the secondary clarifier after the aeration process kat sini ada. So this is the characteristics. The loss of proteins. Kalau ni untreated ataupun yang digested ni dia dah masuk kat dalam digester So dia punya the nutrients dah reduce sikit lah. Kalau dia dekat digester ni maknanya dia dah release sikit. Dia decompose sikit Tapi for the untreated primary sludge, they contains quite high amount of protein, nitrogen and phosphorus. This is very good, in terms of the value product for fertilizer, but still it contains lots of the heavy metal and some toxicity, because if you can remember that wastewater comes from the various sources. In the toilet we have maybe some antibiotics, we have some medicines, drugs and everything that throw into the wastewater. So we need to be careful. Fertilizer for the non-edible plantation is okay, for example for landscape, but still we need to make sure that the tolerance, the toxicity is at the safe level. So before we dispose the sludge, we need to do some treatment. It's either we do the thickening, kita kena ada buat some conditioning, kita kena buang air dia, volume reduction, and finally we send to the sanitary landfill. Or from the thickening, we do some stabilization. We remove certain chemicals, hazardous waste, and then after that we do the conditioning. Yang ni di water ini senang je pasal dia just jemur saja. Jadi kita ada sludge sludge macam satu kolah lah as one of the compartment to do the what we call that drying process, and then finally we can send to the landfill. So this is the process of the thickening. Okay, flotation, example the flotation, stabilization. For example, we have aerobic digestion or anaerobic digestion. Okay, ada aeration sedikit, the sludge to do the stabilization. And then the treated sludge is 33%, and also we have this anaerobic digestion. Okay, in this process, the sludge will be stabilized to prevent odor and pathogens from spreading the surroundings, the environment. So this is examples of aerobic digestion and anaerobic digestion. Ini biasanya close lah with the oxygen. Okay, conditioning, we use add lime, some ferric chloride and alum, and certain place they add some polymers. Okay, then after that they will send to the watering stage, which is more on the drying. Okay, certain process also they use the high temperature, okay, to release or to remove certain hazardous part. Okay, the popular method is drying bags. Okay, ini namanya drying bags. Or we can use the vacuum filtration to do the drying process or dewatering. Dia akan jadi akhirnya jadi sludge cake. Okay, ini yang kita send to the contractor is either to sell, not to sell, to be as a biofertilizer, okay, for landscape or horticulture, ataupun we send to the landfill. So some part they can use for the golf course punya cover, soil cover, okay, macam tu lah. Or in certain part of countries, they use sludge treatment by incinerate. They bakar because I think this what we call it, they want to remove certain hazardous waste or toxic materials in the sludge. So they will incinerate by using the very high temperature. And the other one is by using the wet oxidation. Okay, this one requires energy, and they have this solid material which is inert and exhaust air. Okay, so the sludge disposal finally is either they use for lawns, gardens, agricultural land, forest land, golf course as a soil cover, okay, municipal solid waste landfill as a soil cover, and others, for example, they use as a composting. Yeah. Okay, so this is basically the sludge treatment process in Malaysia by the IWK. Okay, so we have the thickening process, digester, dewatering units by using the drying bags and sludge storage area, and also finally is the disposal. So we need to complete the process in order for us to ensure the sustainability of the wastewater treatment plant. Okay. Masih lagi 3:40 So ada soalan?
Tak ada, Doktor.
Wastewater? Ada Ada yang part you use very difficult for you to understand? Okay, so because we still have time before we go at 4 p.m. For our guest lecture, I would like to ask about your group project. Group project, okay? Progressing well ke macam mana? Because next week is your presentation, betul? Week 12 kan? Next week is your week 12. So you need to do the presentation. Okay, how? Saya akan brief sekejap lah. Nanti saya belum lagi write up about how you going to present your project, group project ya. So we will start next week for your group project. Kita ada berapa groups ya? Kejap, saya lupa. 11 ke 12? Siapa ingat? Saya cek lah. Kita jawab semua sebentar dulu. Refresh. Berapa grup kita ni? 10 ke 11 ke
11 doktor.
Kasih banyak. Siapa tu? Nampak nama. 11 ya. Jadi in that case by next week kumpulan 1 hingga 6 lah present dulu. Because lecture will be given. Next week is chapter 7 on solid waste. Itu I give the lecture first for the solid waste engineering, which is on chapter 7. After maybe we stop at 3:30, right? Biasalah 3:30 macam tu. Then you need to continue with the project presentation. Okay, project presentation ni no need to provide a video, you just present by using your PowerPoint. Berapa minit Kita tengoklah project requirement Okay, saya share. Kat sini kan? Alright, so yeah, 11 groups for this project. So this is the topics. I think already all of you has your own topics. Presentation. Okay, slide with no more than 15 slides, yeah. No more copy lah from the internet. Well, just give your findings from what you got from the project. Okay. Kalau lebih saya akan potong markah sebab ada yang suka bagi lecture. You need to repeat your lecture, then you can replace to myself to give a lecture. So no need. So presentation 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. The rest will be more on the Q&A. Bila saya kata Q&A mesti 20 minit you akan ni, tapi tak. Saya akan jaga masa 15 minutes you need to stop. Masa sangat penting That is very important for us to make sure that semua group tu akan present accordingly lah, according to our plan. Okay, so group first until group 6, group 7 until group 11 we present the other weeks yang lagi satu. So you all nak sekalikan habis, tapi saya tak larat lah nak evaluate lagi kan. Kita buat 2 minggu lah So next week group 6 weeks, 6 groups. So another week we'll finish everything lah, the rest of the group 7 to 11. Okay. But you must submit your report before the presentation for me to evaluate your report and also your slide. Saya akan tengok juga If you have video, you can embed it. Ataupun evidence of your online meeting, just show very short lah about your online meeting or whatever activity you have. Kan you can ada. So I will check on, I will also look on your creativity. Kalau yang biasa-biasa je, boring je, tak menarik lah. So everything now, you want to get a job, you need to provide 1 or 2 minutes of your video. For example, sekarang dia punya, what we call that, seeking a job or whatsoever. Maybe you can do your TikTok sekarang ni kan. So please do in a creative way. Creativity is very important Then itu sajalah. Okay, don't forget to put your rubric. Tapi sebenarnya ada perubahan rubric Rubric ada perubahan. Nanti saya akan bagi yang latest lah. At the moment you can use the current one. but I will let you know in the group, in the WhatsApp group, about the rubric. Okay, so every group, do you have any question regarding to the project presentation next week? Group number 1, we go round. Group number 1, siapa ketua? Give your response, please. Group number 1, wakil tak ada wakil? Sebenarnya cakap ke apa ni? Macam ada bunyi. Yang lupa unmute ya. Oh, you ada cakap ya? Okay, okay. Tak ada masalah. Faham? Okay, lagi satu, every members in the group must present. Saya nak dengar lah suara dan you must on your video. Jadi lah masanya saya nak tengok muka masing-masing dan suara. Tapi janganlah bila bagi peluang cakap terus lupa, masa kena jaga ya. So one of your member in the group must manage your time carefully. Tak mau lambat sangat lah, jadi kita agak lambat. Jadi semua kena ada and introduction kena ada lah what project you are actually will be telling about. Sub intro Okay, group number 2. Group number 2 siapa? Kena panggil nama ke apa ni? So siapa ketua ni? Ashraf? Ke Bala ke? Tak boleh bercakap ke? Tak ada mic ke macam ni? Wakil? Kumpulan 2? Ataupun you boleh type lah dekat chatting box kan? Ni tak ada smart kerjasama ke macam mana ni? Teamwork? Group 2? Tak ada? Okay, faham. Then group number 3? Abdullah Zaki. Saya sebut yang first lah ni. Sebenarnya you all cakap ke tak cakap ke macam ni? Tak faham lah. Respon lah. Ya. Okay. So semua okay ke? Ada soalan ke? So far macam mana? Ni mic tak rosak masa attendance je. Tiba-tiba muncul suara. Okay lah. Group number 4.
Hello, Doktor. Saya Kai dari group number 4. Setakat ni hampir siap lah report tu, so tak ada masalah dan dah pilih slide dah. So sekarang just nak bincang macam mana nak jadi kreatif, I guess. Sebab presentation is very boring, so I know.
Yelah. Macam saya bagi lecture, semua senyap je kan. Mesti sebab boring lah tu.
So we just present 15 minutes ke, Doktor?
10 to 15 15 in maximum. Yeah, betul.
Less than 10 is okay ke?
Less than 10 is actually very good. I mean prefer that. Tak payahlah
Because
ambil lirik.
too long is
Yes.
too boring kan. So yeah.
If you can get you can attract the attention for the audience, then it should be okay. Actually, you just present your finding sahaja, tak payahlah nak bagi lecture. Because lecture you can see from the slides or from the lecture discussion kan. Kadang-kadang introductionnya panjang because for example you talk on water quality blah 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 kan. Tapi semua dah tahu. Actually focus on your findings. Okay, that's my advice lah. Okay, thanks Kai.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Alright. Okay, group number 5. Respond.
Everything's good, Doctor.
Siapa ni?
Chua Chi-yung.
Okay, everything's good.
Yeah,
So you are ready for your presentation next week?
still not ready yet. We are thinking about the creative way.
Okay, that's good. Alright, so I'm expected your ni lah, your presentation next week. Yang wow lah yang wow punya. Alright, so group number, okay masuk biar. Number 6, sekejap ada kelas, masuk je lah. Number 6.
Yes, Doctor.
Hmm.
So far, okay.
Progress. Dahsyat kan? Sebab jarang boleh zoom. Ada green screen. Okay, lepas tu? Awak sangat ya? Comel. Awak tolong jap. Dah nak habis dah. Ni nak tanya progress group project dia. So, kejap. Start bila ni? Khamis. Khamis ni. Design. Itu untuk grant kan? Kita guna grant. Pakai awak punya code grant Apa dia cakap? $50 untuk Fisan. Macam hari ni 29. Itu borang Fisan. Yang buka saya dah bagi kan? Kan ada sempat. Bukannya? Disemak. Yang muda 2 orang tu dah, 3 orang tu dah settle. Dia buat apa tak? Tadi baru ni. Ingat. Okay, sorry group number 6, your progress. They are having the other participant as well.
Doctor, so far okay.
So far okay Alright. Group 7. So next week tadi saya kata apa group 1 until group 7 group 6 kan? Group 1 sampai group 6, right? Give presentation. Betul tak? Okay.
Betul.
Betul doktor.
Yeah. Okay, group 7. Your progress?
Doktor, saya dari group 7, saya Lee.
Ha.
Kami dah tengah sedia slide untuk next week presentation.
Okay, that's good. So I assume that the rest of the group also doing the same thing. You're preparing your final report and also your presentation slide lah, Okay. So I will give some reminder and also some description lah on the group project presentation in the WhatsApp lah. Okay. So okay, because we need to wait until 4 for our next lecture by Tanikawa Sensei. Ini saya stop dulu lah